Hello everyone and welcome to a new season of the Apex Online Racing League Season 13 here in PC Split 1. My name is Allflattious and I will be providing these edited highlights packages hopefully throughout the entire season. And now, just before we kick off into the action here at Round 1 in Australia, we're just going to go through the driver lineups. So as you can see on screen now, driving as Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes will be Berg von Trips, and his teammate alongside him will be the German driver Marek. And in the Ferraris this season we have Nick B driving as Sebastian Vettel, and as his teammates driving as Kimi Raikkonen, we have Kalon. In the Red Bull we have driving as Daniel Ricciardo with the number 3, it is Nuka. And driving as Max Verstappen, it is the Flying Dutchman himself, Marco FD. Driving in the Williams car, taking the number 19, will be Safso. And driving alongside him this season, driving as Valtteri Bottas, will be Luxo. And we move on to the Force India cars now. Driving as Sergio Perez is Max AFC 46. And alongside him, taking the car of Nico Hulkenberg, will be Failer 3. Driving in the McLarens this season will be RC Fab Racer, taking the seat of Fernando Alonso, and alongside him wearing the number 22 will be Excellency Afro. It's an all-Dutch affair in the Toro Rosso team, as driving as number 26 we have Nally, and partnering him this season will be Chicane. In the Haas cars we have driving as Romain Grosjean, we have Maffus, and alongside him will be Fuga Toro. In the Renaults this season we have Nicky driving as Kevin Magnussen, and alongside him taking the number 30 we have Massachusetts. And then last but certainly not least, in the Manor car we have driving as Rio Haryanto, the main man himself, AOR Fizzy, and alongside him as his teammate for this season will be Wycombs. Wycombs unfortunately was not able to make it for the first round in Australia. So then, now we've had a quick look at the driver lineups for Season 13, let's go straight down to the action here in Round 1, as I'll now hand over to RyanL83, who'll give us a whistle-stop tour around a lap here in Albert Park.
After the completion of Season 12, the drivers are back once again for Season 13 of the Apex Online Racing Championship on F1 2016, and what a way to kick it off with the beautiful Albert Park, Australia, for round 1 of the championship, the last championship before we head over to F1 2017. But Albert Park, 16 corners, 2 DRS zones, 5.3 kilometers in race track length, and 2 DRS zones, as I mentioned, out on the main straight and out of turn 2 as well. And we're going to be now, as I was doing for every round of the championship on the live broadcast, a lap to give you guys a feel of what this track is like to drive on. And what a perfect way to kick it off with Daniel Ricciardo's Red Bull, as we'll be coming in to turn 15, Prost corner, to come where the pit lane will be open on the right hand side of you there. But you're going to get a very good exit out of this corner to get a great exit to kickstart your lap here. Down the straight with the first DRS is implemented as they go up to 8th gear, nearly up to 200 miles an hour. Going to be braking at the 100-meter board into Brabham and then quickly into Jones as well. Got to keep that car nice and stable on exit, and now onto the second DRS implemented zone as they're coming into turn 3 at the 100-meter board into Whiteford corner. Got to be hitting that apex there, just about there, but not too much as they go in to turn 4. Short shift to the 4th, straight on the power. Avoid the outside line there, you will lose it completely. Going through turn 5, and now end the first sector of this lap, braking just after the 100-meter board into turn 6 and 7 now. Getting it nice and smooth there, up to 5th gear, now 6th gear. Coming round turn 8 towards the very tricky Clark corner of turn 9, braking at the 100-meter board, not to be clipping that sausage cone on the right hand side as they come onto the back straight towards one of my favourite corners in Formula 1, turns 11 and 12, which will kick off the final sector of this beautiful track, braking at 100-meter board, clipping the curb on the left hand side, and again on the exit there, running a little bit wide, but the driver should be okay through there. Coming into turn 13, a Scary corner again, just after the 100-meter board, dropping it down a few gears, missing, got to hit that curb just about there, and on exit going into Stewart corner, taking in 5th gear, beautifully done there. Coming in to Prost corner, very tricky, slow break this one, just clipped the curb there and going through turn 16, short shift up the 4th to get a better exit, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a lap of the Albert Park Street Circuit for the drivers taking part in race 1 of Season 13 of the Apex Online Championship. Welcome to Season 13 of the Apex Online Racing, and what a track to kick it off. Albert Park, Australia, for round 1 of the championship. Obviously, you know me as Ryan, and obviously Kodiak has already had his little intro on Twitch side. So, Kodiak, is a pleasure to welcome you as always to season 13.
It is always a pleasure to work alongside the man that put the L into legend. That be you, Mr. L83.
So, here we are then, Australia. Great little track, this one. As I mentioned in the lap guide, just want to say also a massive thank you to a Split 2 driver called Lambrex, who has kindly provided the music for the lap guides, which will be done throughout the entirety of season 13 by myself. So this is going to be, in my opinion, one of the closest fields I've seen in Split 1 in a long time. But going through the drivers, actually Laxo has gone pole on a 25 flat ahead of Marco by nearly 0.2 of a second. So
nice.
Laxo, I did mention in the pre-season in the social races, he's definitely one to watch out for this season. Nicky, who I'm watching on my side of things in the Renault, oh, and he's lost it completely out of the last corner there, but holds it just about nearly avoiding the wall. He puts in a 26 flat though, but that was a very scary moment there for Nicky.
On the soft tyres as well, interestingly.
And he's backed off, actually. I'm not sure if he's had an issue or he's retired. I think he's retired from the session, actually.
What would you be running in this situation, Ryan?
Well, I've spoke to a few people tonight, actually, before we went live, and they're doing the same as what I would do, and that is most of these guys can do a one-stop round here. It can be done, but it all depends on the weather, though. We know Australia can bring some dry, wet scenarios or even 4 wet races, but you can do a one-stop on the soft and the mediums, but most of the guys at the front of the field will most likely go for the super softs to kick it off and then do a soft and then a medium run. So 2 stops can be possible as well. If FPS issues, he's lost it.
He's hit the wall. Well, he was seemed to be doing pretty well, but he's lost it on that final turn and smacked into the wall pretty hard. He's trying to get himself righted. Oh dear, what a shame for Fab Racers. So Fab Racer is back underway again, and we will see what he is able to do when he gets back to the pit with a fresh nose on his car.
Definitely one to keep an eye out for Chicane this season. I think he's grown in confidence, throughout the season 12, and we'll have to wait and see.
Chicane and Nally being Chicane's teammate, are the only ones, if I've got my list right, the only returning drivers from last season that have kept the same car. Everyone else is either new to this split or has chosen a different vehicle.
Just want to add about the weather. We have a mixed race. We have got intermediate conditions for the start, and then we've got dry. So I don't think any of the drivers may not know that we've got wet conditions.
Afro has just set the pole at 1:24.681. That is 0.003 of a second ahead of the Red Bull of Marco FD.
It's not a bad lap, this, I've got to say, from Nick B, apart from that little mistake he made there, but it's going to get a beautiful run out the last corner. Still yellow flags out there, so I don't know what's going on there. I think the debris has been cleared, but it's going to be a 1:24.2, which puts him pole position there. A very quick time, but
about 0.4. It was. What a difference! Goodness me, 0.4. Wow. Fizzy, yes, another driver that we are all familiar with. He has abandoned the Flying Bananas. He is in the manor alongside his teammate. Isn't here. It's Wycombs that has joined us in Split 1. Is the fellow manor driver. Fizzy is driving as Rio Harrianto. Sadly, Wycombs was not able to make it. He is over in New York, I understand.
But he's locked up a little bit going into this corner. He's actually abandoned his lap. So
he's failed, yeah.
So he's going in. He's going to try and get another set of super softs on. And going very close to speeding in the pit lane there, but obviously the drivers don't get penalised. He doesn't get penalised in the qualifying session, as he's just about to start his lap as a Toro Rosso is trying to get out of the way at turn 1.
Crunched into one of the braking boards.
He's doing a bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Rallycross. Currently, Nick B still leads with that 24.2 he put in, 0.4 quicker than Afro, and then Marco FD down in P3, Laxo 4th, and Max in AFC 46 in 5th place. Berg, I forgot to mention, has gone pole, has just literally snatched pole from Nick B.
By less than a 10th.
By a 10th. 1:24.1 for Berg. Is this going to be pole position for Nick B? In the Ferrari, the Scuderia is coming down, and it's going to be pole.
Oh, he's done it!
Snatched it there, so it was a legit lap, I have to say, so... Oh, Fizzy's crashed. Fizzy's crashed before turn 15.
There you go, the official qualifying results in Nick B for the Ferrari team. Everybody running the super softs for their starting tyre, although it seems it's going to be mixed, so we'll see some intermediates. Anyway, Nick B on pole with Berg in the Mercedes in second. Stunning effort by Saf in his opening AOR round in third position in the Williams. Absolute belter. Well done. Beating Marco back down to fourth. Afro 5, Larkso 6, Max AFC, Nally in 8th, Massachusetts 9, and Failer, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, in 10th position. 11th, Fugataro, another new name there in the Haas team. Kalon is down in 12th. Not a good run for him, but still only a second behind his teammates. So very, very close timings in this field. Fab Racer, or F. Donaldo, as he's known in the forums, a very, very narrow time between him and Kalon there. In 13th, Nooker down in 14th position. That is a surprise. Fizzy, we as Ryan mentioned, crashed out, so he didn't get the best lap. He's down in 15th position. Chicane in 16th, not starting his season well. And Nicky's the only person to have set the time on the soft tyres in 17th position, with Maffus, the other Haas, running at the back of the pack.
It is going to be so open, this race, I have to admit. There are some, obviously, as I said earlier in the broadcast, this is the most open field ever to win the championship. There are some big names in this one. You've got Nick B, you've got Berg, you've got Marco. Saf could be a dark horse, making his first appearance in AOR as well. You've just got so many drivers. Kodiak, who do you think will win this first race in Australia?
Oh, you're going to make me get off the wall. Oh, damn you. I would say, looking at previous experience, if I'm going to put my money on anyone, it's going to be Marco.
I'm going to go differently. I'm going to go with a lot of people are mentioning him in the YouTube chat right now. I'm going to go for a dark horse here. I'm going for Saffron for this race. He has been pretty good in the wet from races where I've been with, like racing with him. So he's definitely one to watch out for in this race. As we've got one driver on the grid already, as Nick B was very eager to get to the grid very quickly, I must add.
That's someone that's retired, well, not retired, but they've had a connection problem during the parade lap. That's why their car appears there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wind them up! Let them go! Oh, a slow start by Saf there. The Ferrari of Nick B getting underway. And yeah, you have indeed reappeared. Oh, there's a McLaren getting a little bit too wide. Ferrari first. Mercedes second. Saf hanging around the outside of Marco on turn 3, but loses out. He's down to 5th position now. I can't see who that is that's overtaken him. It's Larkso, his own teammates, demoted Saf down to 5th position. Then is the McLaren of Afro. Has a look on the inside at turn 3.
Berg's holding on though, but behind them.
God, that's nearly 4 wide from sort of kind of 6th downwards. Massachusetts up to 6th. Saf is having a terrible run here in the wet. He's going to lose another position to the Toro Rosso. He does. That's Nally that's come through into 7th. He's under pressure by Max AFC, who as they break into that turn 9-10 complex. Saf is now down to 8th, but he's now having a look at the Toro Rosso of Nally ahead of him. Let's jump on board with Saf. Let's see what he's going to do here. No, he's lost the momentum.
Oh, and he nearly gets into the back. I believe that's Afro in the McLaren.
Afro.
And he's going to go around the outside. So
outside manoeuvre. What a brave move.
Couldn't get it done, though.
Fair play to give it a try, though. Oh, Nick B's run off.
There's been a bit of contact. From behind. Saf's. Oh, and there's been a big crash. There's a big crash in the mid-pack. Saf's unfortunately got into a few drivers there, unfortunately. That is not what we want to see. And I think Saf has lost a bit of his front wing, unfortunately. No DRS in these intermediate conditions. So I just thought I want to clear up to anyone who's new to the AOR. Oh, and Nooker nearly going to the back of Kalon there. But he's got, who's he got behind him? Is that Chicane behind? No, it's not Chicane.
No, it's Nicky in the Renault that's directly behind Nooker. Nooker, of course, on the Red Bull. That's big old streamer cars still very close together.
Just seen 2 Force Indias fighting away. I think it's Fella. And also Max, who are fighting for P8. So the 2 Force Indias having a nice inter-team battle, which is what we want to see.
Oh dear, Fab Racer is in. He's already changing his tyres. He must have had a problem. He's down in last position now. So we saw he was up way at the order earlier on. He's now down in last, just coming out of the pits. And Nicky is away. Oh, he goes up onto the curve. It's going to lose him momentum. The Haas now has the inside of the next corner. That's Fizzy in the manor right behind him. And that is going to be advantage to Haas. Oh, and Fizzy jives on in there. Oh, wow. What an opportunistic move by the Manor there. And so, dear, Sato's race is going from bad to worse.
A Ferrari, I've got to say, there's a Ferrari going very slowly. I think it's Kalon.
It's Kalon.
I don't know if he's got a puncher or whatnot, but he's going very slowly right now. He's just been overtaken by Fizzy. Down to 15.
And Saf nearly hit him.
Oh, I don't know if he's got. No, he hasn't got a puncher. So I don't know what's gone on with him, Kalon. I don't know if he's had an issue, or he's just maybe his wheel disconnected. I'm not too sure what happened there. But I've got to say that
descended through the order.
I've got to say, the track, and it has stopped raining as well, so they have to be thinking surely at some point to pit here. Now, the strategy I would go, oh, and someone's gone off ahead of them. I think that's a Red Bull. I'm not too sure who that was, but there was, oh, it is off.
That's Nooker. Nooker in the Red Bull is descending through the order. He's in trouble. Is here? That's one of our Saubers. Has he got a puncture? No, it doesn't. So it looked like that Nooker had lost it, and it was trying not to upset the cars coming through by jumping back onto the racing line. He doesn't pit, so whatever problems he's had, he is continuing with them.
Nick B's still leading this one by not much, actually. Berg's actually caught him up by about a second since we last looked at him. 2.5 was the gap when I last looked at him. 1.4.
Yeah, Berg has broken away from Laxo then. The Williams still has Marco for company, although not straight on his gearbox. So those two are in their own battle. Nally in 5th position, having a pretty decent race here in the Toro Rosso.
Just sorry to interrupt you there. Berg is in the pits. He's the first man to change onto the dry tyres. Very risky strategy this from Berg, and he's going onto the soft tyre. It's all kicking off in the pits right now.
Very brave. That's a very brave man.
Laxo's in the pits as well. What's he going to go on? If you want to cover the Red Bull driver of Marco, that would be great. And Laxo's going on the mediums.
It's super soft for Marco. Super soft then for the Red Bull.
This is going to be interesting right now. Is it too wet for dries, or is it fine now to jump onto those dry? This is going to be a very tough call for drivers right now on the track. This will be a good comparison to watch because there's a mix of drivers in this pack who are on inters and also on dry. So we're going to see who's called it right for the time being. I think, and nearly Kalon. Was it Kalon? It is. Nearly just
Kalon
the
the
side
Ferrari,
of Laxo there. But this is going to be very interesting. I think they've gone too early, I think.
I reckon they've gone too early as well. There's no real dry line forming. And that's
well, I say
that actually got out of kilter there.
I think
just as we say that, the dry run has suddenly come alive.
I think.
Oh, look at that side-by-side, Kalon and Laxo, as they're coming around turn 8, I think that is, heading down towards 9. And Laxo has actually jumped ahead with that medium shod Williams.
Nick B's in the pits. He has to react, and he is indeed. But he could stay out here. If they were fighting, then this could help Nick B massively. I think the middle part of the lap was dry, and he's going on to soft tyres, but that's a quick stop from Ferrari. Very quick. But where are the leaders right now? We're going to go on Berg.
I reckon Massachusetts just got a speeding penalty there because he was locked up and he got over the line while still...
Here comes... and this is going to be close. I think Berg's going to take the lead here. They're going to go side by side going into turn 1. And is he going to get the move done? He does indeed.
Oh, well played, Berg there with the soft tyres on his... Actually, both of them are on softs, aren't they? I think the Ferrari went on to softs.
Yes, he did. He's on the soft tyre. But Berg...
Oh, well, what a masterstroke by the Mercedes.
Nick B's just pulled off a brilliant move round the outside at turn 1, but lost it. And Berg will go side by side, coming down towards turn 3. Both are on the softs. This is going to be very interesting. And I think Nick B will hold on to that lead. I just saw it in the distance there, but Nick B with a brilliant move at turns 1 and 2 as chicane, fastest man on the track with a 30-point flat.
Berg is lining up for another opportunity on Nick B's 3/10 down. Oh my goodness me! Had to brake quite hard then to avoid an impact into turn 1. It was very, very close. DRS open for the Mercedes. Can he make a stick? Nick's on the inside, outside for the Mercedes, and no. Berg thinks better than to go too wide at turn 3, and on they go then, continuing as they were. But that is very, very close for the race lead.
Afro doing a good job in P5 on the mediums. He's not far behind Laxo, and even Marco FD. So if these two who are on the medium tyres hold on to the back of Marco, then they could be in a very strong position come end of the race. I think strategy-wise, I think the medium runners will try and go to maybe lap 22 and jump onto super soft tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. Marco may try and do the same if he's going to try and do that strategy, but I think most of the guys who are on softs will probably go on softs again to the end of the Grand Prix as well. It's just mixed bag of strategies. We do not know who is going to win this Grand Prix at the minute. It is so open right now, especially in the top 4, I've got to say. So I don't know if my money's on right now, but Berg's only 2.5 tenths behind Nick B right now.
He is nailed to the back of that Ferrari.
And he's going to try and go for the move around the outside again. He's got DRS. Is he going to get that move done? No, he doesn't. He backs out of it for the time being.
Nick B is coming back to the racing for the lead. Nick B is doing a sterling job of keeping Berg at bay. He didn't have to go too defensive that time around. Berg staying with him, but not at the times he needs to attack. He's not quite where he needs to be, but we will see how he does next time around.
Marco's catching them very slowly. The gap has dropped to 4.7 seconds, so 8 tenths have been gained on there. So I think Berg has kind of known Marco's catching himself and Nick B, so he's got to just say, come on Nick B, get a move on. Marco's catching. We don't want freeway scrap here for the win. We don't want that. Just keep pushing, pushing.
And into the second DRS, and we've lost Nooker. Oh, we've lost one of the Red Bulls. Oh no, we didn't see that at all.
I just want to quickly say, Fizzy is down in 19th place. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's just dropped off. He's 1 minute and 20 seconds off the lead. I'm not 100% sure what happened to him. He may have had an incident. He may have just pitted early for another stop. I'm not too sure what happened to him. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. In that shot, the shot I've just had, we can see Marco's Red Bull bearing down on them. Again, Berg not able to attack the Ferrari's got DRS this time. Can he do anything on the inside of turn 3? But no, he bails out of that one, realizing he's running out of room and doesn't go for it.
I just want to quickly say Massachusetts is making a move on Nani. There's been a bit of contact there between the two there. Luckily, no damage I can see from Massachusetts' point of view right there. But this is the battle focus. He's going down the inside, but he backs out of it right there as he's driving as everyone's favourite English driver, Jolyon Palmer, this year. So on there, and he nearly went for the move, but he backed out of it right there. So
we've lost Saf. We've lost Safso from the race then. Unfortunately, his bad luck has culminated in a DNF. What a shame. Starting third. Oh, he's rejoined. He's got a connection problem as Berg's dived on the inside of turn 1 and taken the lead from the Ferrari. What a bold move. And the Ferrari's not letting that go at all.
I do apologise to the YouTubers on my side because there's a battle going on for P9 that I'm really keeping an eye on now. Max.
Oh, side by side. Sorry, Ryan, I've cut you off very unceremoniously. That's still side by side. That's P1 and 2. It's Berg and I've forgotten who it is. It's Nick B. I nearly said I had Nicky stuck in my head. I knew it wasn't right. Oh, goodness me. Berg is determined to hang on to that.
Nick B's trying to go around the outside of Berg. This is not going to... Oh, wow. Oh,
that's going badly. Yeah, that was inevitable, unfortunately, that the Mercedes was going to run the Ferrari out of room.
The thing is, Marco now 3 seconds behind right now, and he's going to close the gap even more right now. So as Nick is in. He has to.
Nick is in.
He's going to try and do the undercut here.
I'm curious to see why Nick is coming before Berg. I would have thought Berg would have had the greater wear, but it's medium tyres for the Ferrari. That's not a surprise. Oh no, Christmas tree lights.
Yeah, Christmas tree lights again. Tires. I think he's on mediums. I'm pretty sure.
It is medium, yeah.
So.
It is medium. Oh no, that's an impact with the wall on the Renault. So as I was trying to answer that question, that's Massachusetts has had a moment and has thrown it into the wall. Lost his front wing. Colossal damage to that Renault.
That's a shame. That's a real shame. But Marco is now in the pits. I'm going to just go quickly keep an eye on where Berg is. Berg is still out there, but what's Marco going to go on? I believe he's going to go on mediums, and that is very close to being a penalty there, a speeding penalty.
That was very, very close.
Very close, and he's going on to the soft tyre for Marco FD, so he's going to be pitting.
Is he going to make them last that long? Well, he made Super Softs last this long, so yeah, I imagine he probably would make them last that long.
But where's Nick B in all this? Nick B is completely gone. He's just coming in towards turn 1, and he's
way ahead of Marco at this point. So
Nick B going for the undercut.
Berg is in. Berg is in the pit.
Soft tyres.
Soft again for... That's interesting.
I'm surprised. I would have thought maybe... Actually, yeah, I think they could go to the end of the race, I think, the soft tyres on borderline. There is someone in the pits behind. Well.
Safso's out. Safso is out. We have finally lost Saf from the race. What a shame.
Laxo on Super Softs. Super soft tyres on my screen.
It's soft on mine. Let's see what the race director says. So he's on soft road, not pitting as well from the lead.
He is definitely going on He's going on super softs. He could definitely be one to watch out for here. He's got a.
Were you going to say he was going to go on the Inters?
No. Why would I say Inters, mate? I'm just saying. I was going to say he's got a gap of about 6.8 seconds to Nick B. I think a pit stop is about 24 seconds. So and the super softs are about what? About second half, 2 seconds quicker. I think.
Thereabouts, yeah. We just lost Nicky, unfortunately. Nicky has retired from the session. So another name has fallen.
Fizzy's ghosting.
So.
I'm not too sure if he's still racing or not, but he is ghosting on my screen. Which I'm not sure really if he is retired or not, but
it's usually connection problem. So Nicky's just messaging me. He had massive frame drop.
Fizzy's
coming out
left
of fast
apparently.
left, right.
I think Fizzy's retired. Yeah. I think that's Fizzy's first retirement in quite some time. I could be wrong with that.
I don't think he retired. Oh, he retired in Monaco last season, but that was about it.
That was a long time. That's what?
That was a long time
15
ago.
14 races? I could be wrong though with that. My theory there.
In that kind of region.
Afro,
and there he is, yeah.
I'm just watching Afro. Is he pitting or is he? I'm thinking, could he stay out? I know he's not. He's coming in the pit, so Afro will be coming in for his last stop, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go on those super soft tyres at the end of the Grand Prix. He has to.
Massive lock up there. Surely he does, with only 8 to go. Surely he's going to be doing the super soft run, and it is indeed super soft for the McLaren.
He's going in, and it is super softs. And to answer your question, Tigger, he was losing about a second, 1.1 seconds, I think, on that last lap in the final 2 sectors. So he had to pit, and I think it was the right call for him. He's in P5, I've got to say. He's in some clean air as well, and he's not far away from Laxo, who I'm pretty sure he's not on super softs, but obviously I think he's on softs, as you mentioned before.
Softs on my screen, yeah.
So I think he's on softs, Marco's on softs, Berg on softs, and also Nick B as well. And remember what happened when these two, Nick B and Berg, had a battle, lost time. We could be in for an exciting end to this Grand Prix.
Nick B's on the mediums, apparently. Just checked race director. Nick B's on the mediums.
He is. I'm just checked that right now. So this could bite him in the backside, I think. The gap at the front is 7.5 temps. Fella on a 1-stop. I'm pretty sure he's not, but he's on the mediums. And
yeah, he went from the inters to the mediums on lap 6, so that's a long way he's gone on those tyres.
Fair play. If he gets to the end of the Grand Prix, he gets a nice slap on the back from me.
We've just lost one of the Toro Rossos. Nally has sadly retired from the race.
Dropping like flies. Kodiak, you could be in for some points here with your AI. So Berg getting some slipstream and DRS down the main straight. They're still going. The gap is 3 temps of just under 4 temps actually. As Berg will get DRS, I'm going to try and jump on board when we are indeed. Twitch there from the back of Berg there, losing that back end a little bit. But as I said, if these two keep fighting with 4 laps to go, Marco's not far away from this lead pack. He's just coming into shot now, 5.3 seconds the gap. He's got to just hope and pray Berg and Nick B have an incident of some sort to close that gap down. And I believe he's on the soft tyres as well, so he's in the same boat as Berg in terms of trying to get these tyres to the Grand Prix. But we know Marco can save his tyres during a stint, and as he's Max Verstappen, we kind of are sure he's going to catch up to these guys very quickly.
Down through turns 11 and 12, hoping to get a better drive through that tyre. He did it a little bit too wide on 12, but he's nailed to Nick B's gearbox. Coming into 13, nothing he can do there at the moment.
And Berg there, very aggressive there in the penultimate corner. Prost there, but coming on to start lap 27. Nick B knows he's there. This is going to be very tasty into turn 1 here. Berg.
Surely there's a DRS dive on the inside for the Mercedes.
No, he's not.
No, he decided
backs
not to
out
this
of it.
time.
I think he's going to wait until the last lap. He's just seeing what possible opportunities. I say that, he could be wrong here.
Oh, he's having a look at the inside for 2. No.
Oh, he's going around the outside, actually. He's going to go around the outside. And
he got run out of space.
But Afro's catching up to Laxo now. This is for P4 in the Grand Prix, so Afro doing a fantastic job for McLaren as I'm getting the phantom Christmas light moment again with Lacto's car. I think he's on the soft tyres. He was on super softs at one point.
I will double check for you.
But he's
on the softs.
He's under pressure then from as Berg will stay behind for the time being. But we've got Marco in 3rd. We've got Afro in 4th. Laxo in 5th now, as I think Afro got past him there. Fella up to P6. Then we've got Max. Then we've got Chicane, Massachusetts, Kalon, Mathis, Fugo, Fab Racer, yourself, Kodiak, and Fizzy completes the field then.
Use the correct Nick B!
That's going to give Berg a chance here to close that gap, but he has to make a move, I think, before turn 3, or after turn 3.
I think I'm beginning to wonder whether the best of Berg's tyres have gone, because it doesn't look like he's quite as close to Nick as he has been in previous laps. I reckon Berg's burnt those tyres out.
We'll have to wait and see. Berg, a beautiful run. I think he's just run a little bit wide though out of 2. He's got the DRS. He's got to go for a lunge. I'm sorry, but he has to if he wants to win this Grand Prix. But he backs out of it again. He tried to go on the outside of it, but just can't get it done. Nick B doing
Great defensive move from Nick, though. He parked his car perfectly right in the middle. Oh, and that's a slight bit of oversteer on the exit of 7. That is not going to help at all. That is going to give the momentum to the Mercedes. Can he use it? Having a look at the inside at 9. He's, again, that's a little bit too quick to be thinking about... too fast for the corner to be thinking about that move.
Who is going to win this Grand Prix? Berg's had a great run, actually, and this is going to... He's got to go for it. He's got to go around the outside.
Again, perfectly parked, right in the middle of the track for Nick.
He's got a good exit, though. Berger's...
Oh, the Mercedes are the great... Yeah, exactly that.
He's got a great exit there, and this is going to be close. Coming into Prost, Berg's going for it. Oh, he just locks up there. Nick B defensively, brilliantly done there. They come through the final corner. Berg's going to get DRS here. This is going to be very close, I've got to say. They're coming up to the line. Who's going to win this Grand Prix? It's going to be Berg.
Oh, no,
Nick
B. Berg. Nick backed out of it.
No, Nick B won.
Fuel.
I think
Nick B, beg pardon.
Nick B, my timing screen says Berg's won it, but...
Yeah, or that's actually started to flicker.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
We're not sure who's won this one.
If Nick B, because he suddenly backed off, I reckon Nick B ran out of fuel.
We'll have to get clarification once we get into the final results there, but this is unclassified results right now. As Fella's run out of fuel for P6,
run out of fuel, yeah.
And he's just been overtaken by his teammate, which is... That's not what you want to see.
Oh, what a shame.
There's a battle.
I mean, great effort.
Sorry to interrupt you, Kodiak. We've got a battle for P8 right now between Massachusetts, Kalon, and Mathis. This is a three-way scrap, but Massachusetts just comes home in P7. I think the Force India just ran out of fuel and got overtaken by Massachusetts on that last
bit. It did, yeah. P7 for Massachusetts.
On there. So we're just going to see Fab Racer coming through, and I think you'll be the last man to cross the line, actually, in 13th place, apart from your AI car on my screen, actually. Berg did win it. He did win it.
Berg, he did! By 1.5 tenths at the very end there. The Mercedes claimed the opening round. Goodness me, from Nick B. Nick will be sick with
I've got
that
to say, Afro has just overtaken Marco FD with penalties. I've just spotted that now. So Afro, props to him, I've got to say. Third place, Marco drops to 4th place. That's disappointing for Marco, I've got to say. Laxo, P5, not too bad. Max, props to him as well, P5, P6, sorry. Massachusetts in P7. Sorry to cut you off there, Cody, I do apologise.
No, crack on.
Fella down in 9th, Kalon in 10th, Chicane in 11th, Fugo in 12th. I've got to go through these quickly before we get kicked out of the lobby. I don't know who Fernando Alonso is, but he's 13th. Then we've got you in 14th, apparently. On my screen. Fizzy 15th.
Ahead of Fizzy. It's the only time I'm ever going to be
Nani 16th, Nicky 17th, Zaffron and Nuka complete the field. But that will wrap things up this evening. So, as always, on the YouTube side of things, make sure to snap a like on this video and subscribe to not miss any of the action from Season 13. And also follow King Kodiak on Twitch as well. Again, link will be in the description of this video. But for myself, it has been a pleasure. And as always, I will see you guys next week. And Kodiak, you are going to wrap this out.
Thank you very much. Right, it's actually Bahrain. I actually played my introduction sequence to find out which track we were at next time around. So we will see you right here next time for more AOR action. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You know where to find us on Twitch and on YouTube. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much, and good night.
Good night, guys.